Ladies and gentlemen, guys and girls, welcome back. We're live from Sydney, Australia with the Halo World Championship Tour Sydney. This is the ANZ Regional Final where two teams will get their ticket over to the World Championship for competitive Halo. I'm in Maniac, joined by Hoggy. Hoggy, we just had our last matchup in groups, but now we're getting to the pointy end. We're starting our best of 7 bracket, this time with Exile5 in authority.
Exile5 and Prime.
Excuse me.
Exile5 and Prime.
Please excuse me,
yeah,
guys.
So Exile5 and Prime.
Excuse me.
Coming up next. It should be extremely close series. You know, Immunity. Everyone says Immunity. #1 team. You know, top of the region at the moment. But then the next teams down, I would say, are all pretty close. So we got Prime and Exile5 coming together now, and it's going to be a close series.
It is indeed. So now that we are into the bracket, we have to have a look into the minds of both of these teams. So to have a quick chat with the captains of both Exile5 and Prime, I'm going to hand it over to Sandman.
Thank you very much, Maniac. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here down on the main stage. I have Zed and I have Ads. These guys are here. They're in the semi-final, and it's they're up against each other. So let's first up talk about what is the potential if you win here. You're one step away. The top 2 teams from today go through to the Halo World Championship. You need to win this best of 7. What would it mean for you guys to go to the World Champs?
It's everything, really. I mean, you know, we don't put in the hours for anything else. You know, that's the goal. That's what everyone that was in this tournament, you know, is here to achieve. So, yeah, it's everything.
It's a big deal, Ads. How about for you boys? What would it mean to head to Worlds?
Yeah, same thing. It means everything. We've put in so much for this. The amount of sacrifice that you have to make in your life to actually be the best in the world at something is crazy, and we've all made more than enough of a sacrifice to win this.
It's very, very true. The life of an esports player. It is what it is. Ladies and gents, now you guys went up against these guys in one of the qualifiers. I believe you lost 3-1 up against Prime previously. What are you guys going to do different today to get you across the line?
Well, the thing was that when we versed them then, we'd been a team for 1 day. And the beautiful thing about LAN is that we've got players like Blaze, Junior, and Dino who actually die on LAN. They don't have their online stats to hide behind anymore, so it's going to be an easy 4-0 for us.
An easy 4-0. I was going to ask you for a prediction, so Ads throwing it out there. Zed, you guys, as I said, beat them once before. Are you going to beat them again?
Well, the other good thing about LAN is there's no DCs for them to actually take a map off us. So.
Wow. Zed, what do you think the score will be?
4-0.
4-0. So we know the score is going to be 4-0. We just don't know who is going to be the victor. Gents, shake each other's hands. Come on. You're that good. Thank you very much, guys. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before we do get into our semi-final here, just remember the Xbox Australia do have an awesome competition running. It is the Spartan Spoils, a prize pack featuring a limited collector's edition of Halo 5, an Xbox One Elite controller, and a 343 Industries messenger bag, and a ton more. Now, if that sounds something that you are keen to get a hold of, there is a very simple process to get involved in this one. Head on over to the Xbox Australia Facebook page at facebook.com/XboxAU. Now, there'll be a photo at the top of the page for Spartan Spoils. From there, all you have to do is answer this very simple question. In 25 words or less, tell us what you'd name your Halo World Championship team and why. The 10 most creative answers will win this prize pack. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get straight back into the action. I'm going to throw you over to the desk. Take it away in Maniac.
Thank you very much, Sandman. Wow, Hoggy, I honestly don't think I've ever seen such an entertaining interview on Australian soil. I think I could feel the electricity between those guys.
Yeah. Both teams think they're going to win 4-0. Both teams had a bit of trash talk to say about online, which is fair. Online isn't the best indication. And Ads had a good point. They were only a team for a day, which is extremely good for them coming into this event, especially when they get second in the qualifier, even though they've only been together for a day. Now, Prime, they picked up Junior, and technically they weren't a team for very long either. So this could still go either way. Both teams think they're going to go 4-0. As we see the head-to-head here, we got Junior, Slays, Dino, and Zed making up the lineup of Prime. And on the other side, Exile5, we got the Kiwis plus Ads. It's Colt, Ads, Bald, and Zirkle.
Board looking like a Zeus god going into this one. It's going to be hotly contested. I just love what these guys said. You've got ads there. There's no online stats for Prime to hide behind. And then the return serve from Zed. Yeah, well, there's no disconnect forfeits either. So, I mean, the fact that these guys are playing in a LAN environment is obviously vital to both of their thoughts and feelings heading into this series. It's going to be a great one. Of course, we've mentioned now that we're into the semifinals here, we're into the elimination bracket. It is going to be a best of 7. 4 maps at minimum will be played. Both of these teams think they're going to be winning at 4-0, but of course, Hoggy, we know at least one of them are deluded.
Yeah, one of them will be wrong.
At least. So we'll be getting into this one pretty soon. You can see your series layout. The Rig Strongholds is how we're going to be kicking things off. Plaza Team Slayer following that. Truth CTF, and then back to Plaza for Strongholds. That is our 4 guaranteed maps. If we get to it, we've got a Regret Team Slayer, and then a couple more to round it out. And see, we've got a Capture the Flag, a Coliseum, and a TS Eden to finish up our 7 maps. Exile5 versus Prime. I think this is going to be a tough one. We know that what we'll be seeing after this series will be Immunity versus Authority. That's going to be a tough one, no doubt. Immunity heavily favored in this one. And Hoggy, I think it's fair to say that this one is the match that everyone is really looking forward to. The Exile5 versus Prime match for who will go ahead through to the grand final of this best of 7 elimination tournament. We're going to be setting up for our game. The guys are already started, and we're going to be kicking it off with Zirkle from Exile5.
Yep, I actually saw it just before, right in front of Zirkle's screen. He took out the camo player, so the camo is down, 2 dead right now for Prime, and it looks like Prime ditched BR base as they should, and Exile5 are going to take it over, so it looks like Exile5 is going to get Nest and BR base for the time being. He gets one challenge him, he does take him down though, so good job by Zirkle to get that kill, and they'll be on 2 bases right now.
What do you think of Zirkle ditching basement to go and take BR base, while the red team spawned and then went straight over to basement? Do you think it was a smart move by Zirkle to wrap around towards the BR base instantly?
Well, I think the idea was that there'd be players already going for camo. They would get basement, and if they didn't even want to get basement, that's fine as well. 2 points for Exile5 at the moment, 8-4, really close still as one goes down. But, you know, he would have just been heading over towards Nest because that would have been where it goes at the start. You know, like at the start of the map, you sort of have the areas or places that you want to go to, and he would have been heading towards that Whitehall to potentially clean up the camera, and he might have just pushed in because he got call-outs at the end of the day. So, you know, that's just where you sort of want to go at the start. You just want to split off sort of thing, and you don't need to take that base at the start because there's no real point, especially if you're going to spawn there again.
Well, you can't argue with his play. I mean, he's still, well, I was about to say he's still alive, and he was, that was his first death, I think, and it took a minute and a half to do that, and he did help secure the lead here for his team. They're ahead 22-4. We are now over with Slays from Prime, lagging behind a little bit after that win they just had over Citadel. And we know Exile5 such a dominant force to be reckoned with, but Exile5 are trying to answer back. You're going to be, Prime are trying to answer back. You've got Slays, he did have that scatter shot. Zed, his teammate, was going to be trying to get control of that nest, or maintain control of that nest, but he was pushed back and no shield. We watched the Slays off the spawn here as well. They've got BR base, which of course their only base. So a great setup here for Exile5, but Prime trying to break in.
Yep, I just jumped through a couple of players and you saw that they were all dead. Camo should be spawning right now. I'm just wondering who is going to grab it. And there we go. We see Ads has it. Zirkle takes down one. So Prime tried to get both basement and Nest sort of at the same time. I don't know why we had... Sorry, Slays was it that was pushing over towards Nest. I don't know why he did that. Good job by Ads to take on that weak player. He'll take him down and keep himself alive here. He finds Zed. He's going to get him weak as well. He does go down though. Not bad use from the camo. They do have control still, so they got basement and Nest, and they're in a prime position to win this as they're up 44-4.
Oh, puns aplenty. They are indeed in a great position right here. 45-4 as you mentioned. Still climbing, and we're still on board here with Ads from Exile5. They've just got the triple cap as well for about 2 seconds as they've now lost basement. Now this is an interesting setup, Hoggy, when a team has BR base and Nest. What would you normally see happen from this point?
They can hold this. Exile5 can actually hold this. You see that, you can see Hayden, he's over there behind them at Carbine side. 2 go down for Prime. There is another one shot. Ads will be calling this out to his teammates. He will take him down. I think that's 4 dead right now for Prime. They do have one player over at back catwalk though, so they'll be able to keep basement for now, and they should probably be spawning over at barrels. But Exile5 can hold these 2 bases. They just have to make sure that they keep someone watching that yard area, pushing over to nest, and they can hold both of these comfortably and keep getting points.
We'll just see how this one plays out. I mean, it's unorthodox to the typical setup, but it seems to be working for them right now as, I mean, you've got Prime. They're so far behind. They're still on the single digits and only on 4 points, which they got in about the first minute of the game. And since then, it's just been all Exile5, just really outclassing this Prime lineup.
Yeah, at the moment it's a bit of a stalemate, you know. It looks like Prime have got back Nest, so they're in a good position right now. I wonder who has camera, because it did come up. Zirkle, nice railgun shot onto Zed. Good job by Exile5. They're pushing over on this barrel size, exactly what they want to be doing. 2 go down for them, though. Colt gets 1 back, so it's 2 dead right now for Exile5. 1 dead for Prime. 2 dead for Prime, so Zed just needs to stay alive at this point because he doesn't want to give up this basement side of the map. He wants to stay alive at Carbine, get himself the spawn. Good job sneaking around here. We'll find one in basement. He's going to get help from Dino. Dino's going to take him down. Good job to get in the hill, reset it. So this is perfect from what Zed did. He just stayed there on the Carbine side, kept himself alive. 2 go down for Prime, though, as Ads gets a double kill.
Yeah, I mean, that was a nice pick up there for Ads, answering back to those couple of kills we saw previously from Prime. And you can see here, Prime, they've done well to get a few more points on the board, but 22 is just not going to be enough, especially when Exile5 still have complete control over this map, or so it seems. You've got the railgun in the hands of Zirkle, picks up the smack on Slays, puts him in his place, gets the player flying through the air with that railgun. Beautiful shot, gets another one as well. That's the triple kill. Feed him the overkill. Unfortunately, he's not going to get it. Zirkle just missing out, but he is absolutely fired up right now. Exile5 dominating, triple cap, only just now losing it. Prime, they are not really getting any kind of real control over this map as Exile5 are just giving them the stop.
Yep, 90 points, 222 and climbing. This should be the win here for Exile5. They just need to make sure they keep the nest control, because if they get stuck at basement, they're in trouble. They are losing basement though, so they will get that taken. They will lose, sorry, BR base, but they are taking over basement. They'll get basement back, and they've pretty much had a 2-cap for almost all of this game. Good job by Zirkle here. He's just going to find 3 plays. He needs to stay alive here. He gets 1 weak. He'll take down another. Takes down 2. He's going to find another one. Dino, can he get him? No, he can't. He goes down. 2 dead for both teams right now. And it looks like Exile5 are spawning over on bunker side now, so they're in trouble. But if they get BR base and they hold nest, they should be able to win it from here. Only 6 points.
Zirkle playing like an absolute beast. We've got to follow him. He's just put out so much damage in this game, Hoggy, and he's just helped his team secure a second stronghold. They're now racking up the points. 2 points away from victory. Exile5 dominant throughout this entire map. They're going to be wrapping up things here as well. What a great way to start our elimination bracket. Exile5 absolutely fired up. We saw Ads talking about there's no online stats to hide behind here for Zed and the rest of Prime. And I think the stats of this game aren't going to lie, Hoggy. You can see there, Exile5 so pumped after that one. And that, of course, is how you want to start off this series. They've got the momentum, and they obviously showed their beautiful slaying prowess, which is going to be great leading into that next map, Slayer Plaza. But, of course, Hoggy, to bring it back a little bit, I mean, what do you take away from that map? They just had control, and it was a complete stranglehold over Prime.
Yeah, it really was. And not only did they keep control of basement and nest, but then when it went to nest and BR base, they held both of those as well. And even though it's not conventional, if you can do it, that's how you can win the game, even if you might be getting slayed out. It looks like they weren't getting slayed out. So Exile5 were doing a really good job. 13 kills for Colt, 17 for Zirkle. We saw Zirkle get 2 triple kills in that game, so he was going big. 10 assists as well, so almost the most assists on his team and the most kills. But you can see Slays and Zed down at 7 kills.
Zirkle really playing out his skin in that one. And then, of course, on the opposing side, 3 players unfortunately couldn't even crack double digits, with Junior breaking the trend there, going 12-14. But, of course, all players going negative. On the Exile5 squad, they just stood out. I mean, 13-7. Bald going negative, but with 6 assists and, of course, a lot of time to his name as well. He did great. He really did. And Ads, again, standing out there, most assists. He went positive. Went +4. I mean, you cannot argue with that performance. 100-30 against a team like Prime. That's a real spanking and shows what Exile5 are bringing to the party.
Yeah, extremely good game by Exile5. They basically had control, I would say, for almost all of that game. And when they did lose control, they got it back within, they only let them get about 20 points, if that. And to be honest, the camos didn't play that big of a part. I was trying to see if I could find people with the camo, but there was never seemed to have anyone that had it for longer than, maybe it being burnt straight away or, 10 seconds. It was right at the start of the game. We saw Zirkle clean up Dino with the first camo, and the other two we couldn't even find. So the other two were probably not even on the map and even relevant. So with that said, that means Exile5 would just win it without the camo. They're just outslam.
My favorite part of that was probably, besides the circles, nuts, triples,
Yeah.
would probably be how Exile5 held control of Nest and then BR base.
Yep.
And we've pointed out that it's a little unorthodox. What you usually see is in that situation, oftentimes you'll see the players on the opposing side spawn over near barrels, near basement, but then they'd push out towards Nest, right? Because they want basement Nest control, and that would just cause the other team to rotate around. And eventually going through BR base into basement. But of course, we didn't see that. What we saw rather was Exile5 just locking down Nest and BR base. It was great to see.
If you can get Prime sort of stuck at back catwalk and at Carbine, if someone is inside Whitehall on the Nest walkway, like just the entrance there, looking at Yard, there's such a big area to travel from, underneath the catwalk to over where Nest is, that it's almost impossible to travel there without being killed. So if you get into the prime position where you can catch them and keep them at the back of Carbine and the catwalks, then you can hold both the bases, and they did it very well in that game.
Indeed, they did. Now, obviously, through those stats as well, we saw over on Prime only one player able to crack double-digit kills. We're moving into a Slayer, and obviously the momentum is very much in Exile5's favor. We have to say it again, 100 to 30. I expected this one to be a lot closer. Now into a Slayer on Plaza. Surely you've got to give the advantage to Exile5 going into this.
Funny you say that, because I spoke to Exile5 and asked them what they think their worst map was. And I'm pretty sure they said TS Plaza. Now,
there's a lives kind of drama up in here.
In saying that, they have 2 plazas in their first 4 games. So if they can win these plaza games, that puts them in a good stead going forward if they, lose the 3rd game, that is.
Well, let's just see how they play. We're looking at Prime to try and make a comeback, but we're going to have to kick it off with Zirkle from Exile5. Obviously, here in this Slayer, you're going to have the overshield top mid, Sniper to contest for over on the Snipe spawn, of course. Junior is going to be the first to pick that up, doming Zirkle and pushing him off that overshield spawn. We'll see who picks up that OS in just a second. It might still be up for grabs, but Junior is the man with the scope. Dino, his teammate, is going to be shut down, trying to get control of top yellow. And we'll see there, Zed is going to be roaming around the map. But while that happens, of course, we need to follow Junior with this one. Let's see if he can make his own highlight reel. Zirkle took it all last game. Let's see if they can respond. You're going to have Dino cleaning up the kill on Bald right there. And very early in our game, after the first minute Hoggy, it is going to be Prime in front, 5-3.
Really nice snipe by Junior. So Dino actually got the overshield at the start of the game. He got taken down a little bit aggressive. He died over at light rifle. That's a little bit too aggressive. Looks like Exile5 are stuck over at the tram spawn and Yard. So they're in a little bit of trouble at the moment, and it kind of points out maybe that they are not the best at this map. They've got 2 players at light rifle. They're going to take on Junior. Junior just needs to stay alive here with this sniper and see what he can do, because it's all in his hands. Great snipe there on Zirkle. So I would like to see, once he sort of stops the players from pushing towards him, I want to see him get up onto S4 on the top snipe and look over the map more.
That would be great for him to do that. But with that said, he's got 5 of the 9 kills here to start off this match. He's already on his killing spree. So Junior's obviously having a beautiful start to this one. What I question is when that sniper's run out of ammo, which is going to happen in 1 bullet. He collects 1 more. But now, this is where Exile5 can turn it around. They're pushing out. They had control of Cafe. Eds is able to get out, but you saw that Junior with that snapshot, that with the Magnum, the reflex shot to take him down. It was great stuff. But yeah, Exile5, they're pushed out. They've got Cafe control. Now, of course, they'll try and make their way across the Nest as well.
Yep, Exile5 have control of most of the map at the moment. Overshield is spawning any second now. Let's see if we can find anyone Actually, it won't be any second. Sorry, it was late, wasn't it? So Ads is finding one. He gets Zerkle will take him down. Another one up the top yellow. Put shots on him. Gets him weak. That's 2 dead now. Zerkle with the double kill. He's going to grab this overshield. Can he? No, he gets taken out. So the overshield is still up. Let's see if Zerkle can maybe grab it. I'll jump over to Zerkle. He finds Zed. It makes him weak bottom mid. Or Slay, sorry, as he's weak. It looks like Junior's going to grab that overshield. Really good job from Prime. So that kill on Ads as he was about to grab the overshield, extremely crucial.
So Junior, of course, picked that one up, so we'll follow him. He had a brilliant start with that snipe. Now he's got the OS. His team's in front by 1. Such a vital play for him to stay alive and utilize this overshield. It is almost all gone. But Hoggy, you know, people often criticize a lot of overshield players if they're not getting kills while overshield. He played the distraction card right there. Everyone's trying to shut him down, but in the background, his team's able to get 3 or 4 kills.
Yep, sniper spawning right now.
Yeah.
So he's going to get the sniper again. Let's stay on board.
It was all
with
about
him.
maintaining control of this area. Now, Hoggy, he's got snipe. What's the setup they want here?
They had the setup earlier, so they've got 2 over at Cafe. They need to keep control of that. Keep Dean around here at posters. And get Junior up on top snipe. I don't know why he's not heading up to top snipe. I think it's the perfect place because not great snipe from him there. Really, really nice snipe. Another one, Dino takes him down though. So 2 dead right now for Prime and Exile5. So Junior just wants to watch Cafe and try to keep them from pushing in. But I want to see him get up to top snipe. He has all the angles he can. Great snipe again.
Bald, sit down, son. That was that was magic to watch right there. Junior, he's really lighting up with this snipe, which is great to see. Look, just analyzing this though, Hoggy, what's the view from top snipe? If he was to jump up, oh, the snapshot, sorry. We can't even finish our train of thought here as Junior's on another killing spree with this snipe. Absolutely ridiculous. He is that one-man highlight reel right now. I want some more. Give it to me. He's got a full clip, the last clip of this snipe. Let's do it, son. Junior, I have faith in you. He's going to spot the player coming through here. They are challenged. Nate coming out, gets the no scope, follows it up, brushes his teeth. Ball going down once again. This is quite the turnaround here for Prime. In front, 30-21. Junior finally sitting down. Wow, what a run from one player. Look, if I can circle back, what I was going to say before is when you've got snipe and you jump up to that the S3 or S4 jump up there, what's the view down on the tram? Do you still have that angle?
The angle on the tram? No, you sort of got like you can see top yellow, you can see Cafe, and you can see Light Rifle in one go.
Do you think he was kind of staying where he was because he wanted to look on tram, or? I think it's fine. To jump up top.
It's fine where he was, but if he jumped up top, he would have a better angle. That's all. It doesn't need to be the person with the snipe, but he was there, so he could have done it. But as we jump back into this, Prime's still up by 9.
That
so Exile5's in trouble.
Came into play too, right?
Yep, and Exile5 actually had the overshield. I think Zerkle had it, and he was taken down. So Exile5 couldn't really do much with the overshield. They're 2 dead again, and they're stuck spawning over at Tram.
Let's just have a look here. Junior is definitely man of the hour in this one. 38-27, nading out towards the players into Cafe. And obviously they want to stop the push here from Yard into Cafe. 6 minutes 30 is your timer. So of course we will be seeing a snipe come up in about 30 seconds. And not too long after that, the overshield comes into play as well. Things here, the calm before the storm, as both teams still jockeying for that position. The railgun is going to be in the hands of a player of Exile5, as we saw Junior trying to get shots on that player. Ads now peeks out, and now Ads, I thought he was going to come out on top. He does come out to finish up Junior, but as you can see, Dino responds in kind. Now the combo's coming out here with the green gun, and you've got Dino picking that one up. He's got the support of Slaves right in front of him. The Splinter Nade held him back a little bit, but it won't for long. New snipes up, and Junior should have it once again. In fact, I lied. It will be Zed. Let's see if he can add to the reel that we've already got from Junior.
And it looks like Exile5 have got control over on the sniper side, so they should be able to pick that one up. But I want to point out that Prime had a really good option of staying at over on Cafe. They didn't want to push in, even though Exile5 had control. And it looks like Exile5 have control of most of the map here on snipe side and Cafe. Prime spawning over at Tram, and they're in a little bit of trouble, but they just need to play it slow now. They just need to trade at this point. They're up by 8 kills.
They are indeed, and now you've got Bald starting to go to work. They're behind by 6, but they can come back with this power weapon control and, of course, control across the map. They're over in Nest, but you can see there he's got teammates over at Bar and Cafe. Oh, the ridiculous snapshot there. Pray for Dino, as he's going to be, he's feeling the headache after that one. Bald, what beautiful reflexes from him right there. as he and the rest of Exile5 are trying to come back in this one. You've got Bald, tried to connect with that one, unfortunately missing out, but it doesn't matter as Ads cleans up the player. Now looking for the spawners over there. He connects with one, no shield. He's going to be calling that out to the teammate to hopefully clean that up. Only 2 kills separating these two teams right here. Bald under a lot of pressure. The snipe goes down. Now it falls into the hands of, I believe that would have been Zed. Zed should have control of it right now. Indeed, he does. Going to rip that pistol out. Now he's back over the scope. Adds point blank. He does connect with 2 of those no scopes. No more ammo in the snipe, but he did what he had to do, and now Prime are ahead by 6 once again. What a turnaround. Momentum swinging back and forth. It's the pendulum game, and Prime are looking to wrap things up. One more kill. Hoggy, it looks like it is all Prime.
Yeah, all Prime that game. Pretty good comeback, though, from Exile5, I want to point out. They were down by 8 kills. They got it to within 2, I think, or maybe even got ahead by 1, and then Prime just came back. Right towards the end there, Bald actually had the sniper over on Snipe side, and he rotated over to Cafe, and then watched the spawn at Snipe side. Unfortunately, wasn't able to hit the snipes when they came up the lift. He wasn't able to hit the headshots, and he was taken down. His teammates were taken down. Then they spawned over at Tram, and that was how Prime ended it out. So, really good job by Prime, and I think Exile5 will actually be happy with that, because as I mentioned, I think that was their worst game type. Technically, they only lost by around about 8 kills, or I think it was about 6 kills, sorry, and they were down by 10 to 8 kills at points in that game. So they did a really good job to bring it back in close.
What really changed at the end, though, Hoggy? Because we saw they had a crazy comeback. They almost evened things up. And then when we saw the snipe change hands, like it was then, boom, 6-kill gap between them again.
Yeah, well, they got them caught over on Tram side. So Exile5 got majority control of the map, Cafe side, Sniper side, and they got them spawning in Tram, took them out. But as you could see from Bald's screen towards the end, his teammates had pushed too far into Yard, which meant that Bald then had to rotate to Cafe, giving them the sniper spawn, which is not ideal, but in that situation, maybe if Bald had stayed alive, rather than sitting on the ramp, for example, he got taken out of the ramp with that sniper, missed one shot, got one shot, missed the next one, then got taken out. But if he was back further, he could have backed down into Cafe. Him holding onto that snipe could have kept them in the game.
I mean, it would have been great to see if he could control that one a bit longer. But of course, Junior, 17 and 8 he just went.
Yeah.
After, at the start, he had 5 of the first 8 kills for Prime. He was just completely shutting down Exile5. They could not move. And he really was such a great sniper in that one, taking faces all over the place. The scalps of Exile5 are nailed on the wall here for Junior.
Yeah.
But of course, they're going to be trying to turn it around. 1-1 your series scores. We're heading into the next one, which is CTF Truth. Now, Truth, as we know, everyone knows this by now, it's a remake of Heretic, which is a remake of Midship. It really, from experience of what we've seen in our region, it really favors those older players, the players that have played this throughout the entire Halo series. They seem to be your standouts.
Yeah.
Now, both these teams, Prime and Exile5, have seasoned veterans on their team.
Yeah.
So I'm going to find it really hard to pick which way this one's going to go. Your first map so far, the Strongholds on Rig and Objective, went very one-sided to Exile5. The Slayer there obviously, as we know, 50-43 to Prime.
Yeah.
But now heading into another objective, CTF on Truth. How do you feel this one might go down, Hoggy?
Well, both the teams, I think, are still close on all the maps. I think it just depends how they play on each map and how teams execute, for example. And on a map like Truth, camo is extremely important. If you can get the camo, if you can spawn the enemy team in the carbine and get them caught there, then that will allow you to run it through pink side. And if you have the camo, it makes it even easier to do that, right? So if both teams are good enough to execute. So this game, I'm really not sure. It is another objective, though. And we saw Strongholds, first game, Exile5, really strong in the objective. Although CDF's completely different, objective, you know, maybe it's not the Prime strong point.
Maybe not. We'll have to wait and see. But of course, both teams, as we know, are 1 apiece. Heading into this CTF on Truth. Guys at home, please join in the conversation with that hashtag HaloWC, the official hashtag for the Halo World Championship. We can get all of the information for this tournament. And of course, check out halo.gg as well. It is full of information on Halo esports. But of course, for now, we better head into the game. Map 3 of this best of 7. It's semi-finals of the Halo World Championship Tour Sydney. And Hoggy, we're going to kick things off here with Zed.
Yep, this camo is going to be extremely crucial. Zed needs to stay alive. He goes down though. Ball will take him out. Let's see if we can jump over to another player. Junior trying to get shots up on top. Pink that is, and it looks like Exile5 is probably going to get this camo. As you can see, Junior, he's over on this side of the map on the camo side. He'll go down. That's 2 dead right now for Prime. So they're stuck in their base. Well, 2 dead now. They're still stuck in their base, so Slay's stuck in their base. I think Dean, or a player from Exile5, probably had that camo. Let's see if we can jump over to someone else. I think they might have gone down, though, so camo is probably out of play at this point.
We are on here with Zirkle, and make that ads, as we're going to be watching him right now try and make a push over towards that red side. And of course, using that feature where the stabilizers of the Spartan Halo 5 Gardens to get that extra distance on the boost and make that jump from top mid up to the jump up right there. So it was great movement from him, but unfortunately he was going to be shut down as he tried to make a move over towards the flag. Both teams seem to be, again, jockeying for position, but from what I see so far, Hoggy, it actually looks like Exile5 are in the better position.
Yep, Exile5 have control right now. That was 3 dead for Prime, so the last player is under their base, so they don't want to pull it though. This is really good by Zirkle, throwing it out the front. Prime is stuck over at Carbine. You should see them start running it again once they get a few kills, although 2 of them do go down, and Owen goes down as well. That's Bald, he goes down, so they're in a bit of trouble.
Indeed, all 4 players down there for Exile5. Prime now on the assault. Zirkle off the spawn will no doubt be playing that defensive role. We will be seeing a camo come up in about 30 seconds, so no doubt both teams will be fighting for that. Hoggy, before we get to that, of course, though, as we see Zirkle drop down, that Plasma Caster hasn't moved. Do you expect either team to pick that one up?
At this point right now, I would expect maybe someone from Prime to pick it up, but you know, no, it's not really a priority, so we'll have to see how whether that gets picked up at all. Great shot by Ads to get that kill, but they're spawning over at this the Carbine side. It's 2 dead right now for Prime, though. Camo is coming up, and it looks like Prime are sort of stuck in their base, so this should be a camo for Exile5. See if we can jump over. Colt is on it. He should be waiting for it. He should be able to grab it any second.
He's going to be backing up Ads to slay out the players spawning off red. He's actually going to go up the ramp. There was his teammate that actually went down for camo. We'll see if we can follow who that was. It was going to be Bald. He's got that Carbine as well. The kill time of that weapon is unbelievably fast. But of course, you do need to connect with the shells coming out of it, which Bald missed a few, but he was able to recover. And he's still going to have this for a while if he plays it right. The long-range shots out there with that AR, I just don't agree with it. That, to me, was just a waste of a camo.
Yep, that was a little bit of a waste of a camo. If he'd had the Carbine, he might have been able to get the kill. It's 3 dead for Prime, though, so Az is going to start running this through the pink side under bottom pink. This is a perfect spawn for Bald. Wow, he got a perfect spawn, and they should all be over on Carbine. There's one top mid. He's going to make him weak. He should have to back down. Let's see if we can jump over to Ad, see if he's about to get it in. And they do, so that's the first cap on the board. That spawn for Board was ridiculously
It was
lucky.
actually, like, it was almost broken. And of course, you saw Ads actually got a stealth catch at Hoggy, which in Halo 5 Guardians, of course, means he was not touched on his run, which is quite impressive when you're up against Prime.
Yeah, extremely good job by Exile5. They got them 3 down, ran the flag through pink. Team covered him on Carbine side. Prime all spawned there. They got them weak. There is a flag pulled, though, right now, and Hayden's trying to do, Zirkle's trying to do his best job as he can. We'll see if I can jump over to someone. Slays has it right now. We'll jump over to Slays. Slays should be able to get this in. He's gone weak.
There's a lot of pressure,
really good job. Really good job by Colt.
There's a lot of pressure. The flag's down there. It looks like it's being returned. Oh, it actually gets picked up there by, I think that was Zed, to keep it alive here for Prime. And you've got Slays slaying out here, the top of his base. Flag was still moved, and indeed it does go in. Zed had that the whole time from bottom red. And they do cap to even things up here. CTF Truth, after 4 minutes, 1-1 your score. Now, no doubt, Hoggy, they're going to be playing for this 3rd camo.
Yep, exactly. Let's give some Colt some love. We haven't seen Colt really on screen yet, so great shots from him. 2 dead right now for Prime. Last one's up in that Carbine attic. That's 3 dead. Adam should be able to find the other one inside the base, and he does. Zirkle takes him down. That's 4 dead right now for Prime. Prime should be spawning over on Carbine, so Exile5 is going to start running this pink, and they should also have the camo. I'll see if I can jump through a few of the players. There's the player that has it. He's the person running the flag. That's Bald. 1 dead right now for Prime, and it looks like it's 2 dead for Exile5, so this probably won't be a cap. Really good job by Bald, though, to stay alive. This might actually still be a cap. He's getting challenged from bottom mid, though. Turns around. He'll go down. 2 dead right now for Exile5. I'm not sure if this will be a cap. Almost returned. Great grab.
Wow. Who was that? That was going to be a player to keep that one alive. I didn't see who it was from Exile5, but Flag's still alive. I think it might be returned in just a second. We're going to be checking out Zirkle here. He's going to try to get control. Now Junior, he's going to be over down the bottom here. 2-1. So we did actually see that cap go through for Prime. That was actually ridiculous right there. What a turnaround.
Yeah, so Prime actually counter-capped. Ended up counter-capping. He
Yeah.
went back and forth for a little bit while the flag was being run, and they ended up counter-capping. It's 2 dead now for Prime, though. Junior's just coming up spawn. He needs to stay alive. Try to put shots on as best as he can and just hide in his base for now as his other teammate goes down as well. So they're in a little bit of trouble here, stuck in their base.
Yeah, and Exile5 now bringing the pain right here to try and get that return. Colt, we know he's been playing great throughout groups. He's trying to put the numbers down in this one. He's going to be caught out. He's got that carbine though, so at least he's got that long range ability. And you can see there, they've just got control over all of this top mid area. And just what they want to do, of course, is slay out the spawners and then just make a run. You know, that's what they're trying to do right here. Colt, he's going to be spawning one down bottom mid. He saw his teammate that extended into the opposing team's base was shut down. That was going to be Hayden, but unfortunately, they weren't, of course, able to move up because of that. Now, Colt forced out of that top pink position. That's pretty important here. They need that one if they want to try and make a move because, of course, as we know already, Hoggy, top pink arguably the power position here on Truth.
Yep, it's 3 down right now for Prime, though, and they're probably going to be spawning on Carbine. This should potentially be a pull for Exile5. The player from Prime is trying to nade it out.
Hayden was killed, though, there.
Yeah, beautiful job by Slays to get a kill, and they did spawn inside their base and under it. So there's 2 dead again, though, for Exile5. Exile5 doing a really good job of controlling the map, but they still are down 2-1. So they just need to make sure that they execute and get into the base rather than sitting away from the base.
Where did this new camo go, though? Because it should have just popped up. We might actually still see it there, and indeed we do. So now it's going to be in the hands of Colt. Now, Colt historically hasn't really played very well with the camo. He hasn't used it to its best of his ability. We'll see how that changes. Now, that was fine. He's hoping his teammate collect that kill, but I expect a sneaky play out of him. But look at this. Prime with great awareness to know exactly where that camo player is.
Yep, their flag was actually pulled by Prime, but that will be momentarily returned. He finds 3 players in front of him. He'll get one. He'll find another. He gets his second one. He will get a triple here. Really good use of the Spartan charge, or sorry, ground pound, as he still has the camo. 4 dead right now for Prime. Really good triple kill and really good use of the camo by Colt.
And what I also loved is instead of trying to get the highlight reel of the overkill, which the player was there, and he had an SMG, but instead he tried to run the flag towards his teammate, and it paid off, and now they've tied things up 2-2. Beautiful play there by Colt and the rest of Exile5, and again, it all came down to that camo.
Yep, extremely good use of the camo. The triple kill was it, you said. He left the player. He didn't want to go for the overkill. He's running it. Looks like Exile5 are running another flag. They have it bottom carbine. See if I can jump on over to who has it. Junior's in the base. He gets the flag pull, but they might be able to return it here.
Clutch stop there from Prime, and you've got Zed up in the base. Can they get the return? Let's have a look right here. Wow, both flags over there. It's in top blue, coming off the spawn. No, Exile5 shut that one down. Ads finishing it off. Your final score, 3-2 on the Truth CTF. Exile5 once again claiming the lead here in this best of 7 series. Hoggy, I couldn't have asked for a closer game.
Yep, that was a really good game by Exile5 though. Even though Prime got 2 caps, Exile5 had control most of that game, and I'm pretty confident in saying that Exile5 got every single camo.
Every single one?
I'm pretty sure they got every single camo. One of them, the one where Prime ended up getting that cap on them when they had the camo, they pulled it. That was the only time it wasn't really used very effectively or didn't really happen. Didn't really do much with it, but they had it every other time.
I would go so far as to say that that relay we saw at the end, those 2 caps, was just due to that camo that was picked up by Colt. Like, you could, obviously it was a team effort.
Sure.
No one's taken that away from the team. But I mean, really, the play there was Colt.
Yeah. And then the funny thing is, within about 20 seconds.
Who went 23 for 9, by the way.
He did go 23 for 9 with 5 assists.
Ridiculous.
So that's pretty crazy. Junior down on 8 kills, which is interesting because last game he was going off.
I'd write down those stats and send them home to my mama. That's how proud I'd be of those ones. I mean, 5 assists, but across the board, and this is what we're talking about, teamwork. 14, 15 assists for Zirkle and Ball. Ridiculous. Also still in double digits assists is Ads. There are some insane stats right there, Hoggy. Like, what a squad.
Really good assists from out of Exile5. You can see Prime stats not really reflecting similar things. You know, their assists are definitely not as high, and they were just outslayed in that game. And if you don't get camo, it's hard. Well, it's hard without the camo, it seemed in that map for them, but not having the camo makes it even harder for Prime.
Yeah, I mean, it really was. Who was it that we saw get that ridiculous spawn, though? the really
Bald.
lucky spawn. It was
Bald.
bald. So it obviously helped him in that one as well.
I would say that that spawn didn't really affect whether they capped or not, but the fact that he spawned there meant that if they had an issue with players spawning car or coming car, then he could have defended.
I don't think it would have stopped the cap either. But what it did stop is those players who could have countered, because obviously he picked up a kill straight off spawn. So that was obviously a vital spawn for him. But I mean, overall, even if that happened, like I don't think the result of the game would have been differently. Yes, it was only one flag difference, but as you've pointed out, Exile5 had control pretty much the entire time. And let's say, just to cover ourselves, we'll say it should have been all camos, maybe one, but I trust Hoggy here. They probably had control of all camos, which, you know, no doubt would have given them the lead. And of course, Colt was the man who set up that relay we saw at the end, Hoggy, where he got that triple kill. Skipped the overkill, which right now, I honestly believe he could have got. He had the SMG, and the player was coming right up the ramp towards him. I think that was a good chance. Look, a good chance. Not a definite. It was a good chance. A good chance. But he was distracted by the opposing player. So, good chance he could have got the overkill. But decided to, of course, throw the flag out towards his teammate. Colt, I mean, he lined up that cap, and then, of course, they set up for the relay. It was
within
really
about
great
20
stuff.
seconds after that cap, they got another relay. So even though Prime might have pushed back on them a bit, they got them trapped again. That was just their slaying power on that map specifically. And the fact that they outslayed them quite a bit could say that, you know, maybe they needed to just work together better to get into the base, because if you're slaying them that hard, that would probably mean that you have majority control of pink and top mid, you know? So it's hard for them to get out, which means that they needed to just push into the base with two together, you know what I mean? Sort of taking control of the base, whereas it kind of went one at a time sort of thing at times, and that was the reason why they couldn't win potentially faster and not even have a cap against them.
Totally agree with you, Hoggy. Looking at our series layout, though, Exile5 took that first strongholds, as we know, 100-30. Prime, the Plaza Team Slayer, 50-43. Exile5 just took our previous matchup, CTF Truth, 3-2. But Hoggy, the only map so far, we are early into this series, but the only map so far that belongs to Prime is a Plaza map. And that's where we're heading back to next. This time, a Strongholds. After what we've seen so far, how do you feel this one might go down? Are we going to see a Prime win, given that they have obviously they dominated on that previous Plaza, or are we going to see the next 5?
Well, going into the game actually. So we're into Strongholds on Plaza. There is no overshield on this one. There is the camo and the railgun top mid. Looks like Zed's probably going to be having that camo. Actually, sorry, it's probably someone from Exile5. Let's jump over to someone from there.
And we're going to be following, Bald was just taken down, so we'll jump back over to Ads. We'll follow him because he is no shield right now, trying to challenge his player. We'll go to the Bald now off the spawn. He's going to be looking towards Yard. Railgun is still up after the first 30 seconds because it's really hard to get a control of, and that is why. Junior made one move for it. Ball shuts him down, but Junior, he got the kill right there with that railgun. He must have just hit the trigger as soon as he picked it up to trade out that kill. Early in this stronghold, though, we are seeing Exile5 have the two strongholds, but really, I don't take anything away from the first minute, even 2 of Plaza strongholds, because both teams are really just finding their footing.
Yeah, well, actually, Exile5 had nice control. They do have 2 dead right now. Colt's trying to get 2 back. He does. So that's 3 dead right now for Prime. They will be Exile5. Sorry, they will be able to keep control of bottom middle. They're just bottom middle. They just need to keep control of bottom middle, keep control of Yard, and just go from Tram and get themselves over to bottom mid to keep control. They're getting over towards Nest, and they're going to be able to take this one most likely as 1 down for Prime right now. They've got him trapped over on the Cafe side. Junior gets 2 though, so it's going to be a little bit of a struggle for Exile5. They do have 3 caps though, so they were able to get that one. And I think it was 3 dead for Prime right now.
We're watching Ball off the spawn. Yard spawn, not what you want, but he's going to be pushing out. We do see Prime in control of Nest. Ball doing what he can to nade it out. Saw a player go down to that invis. Junior's going to have the railgun bottom mid to try and clean up one. That's Colt taking a fall. Dino picks up Ads as well. It's a great start here for both teams, really, as Prime has control of 2 strongholds. Now, Hoggy, what I'd like to do as Prime now have finally control over this map, even though it looks like it's being contested, we need to have a listen-in with Prime and just check out the communication of one of the best teams in our region.
Wake on the print.
One shot top mid ball.
Get in, get in.
Can't get it, man. Guys, go yard, go yard.
You're gonna get pinched, Zach. Sky Hotel.
Boys, Zach might be able to clutch up here.
Weaken Nest.
Weaken nest.
I'm nading over you, Dane.
Two in nest.
I'm here.
Dip. One's in dip.
Two one-shots at nest. Alright, I'm coming to help you guys. Tommy circle.
Where's he going?
He's one-shot Tommy. He's one-shot Tommy, it's lazy.
Yeah, let's go. Another guy on soda. It's gonna be two.
Nice,
This
guys.
is 3 down.
Two
Like,
nest,
stay
two
alive.
coming
Stay
nest,
alive,
two
Zach.
nest. Last two nest.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Push them again, man. Someone get yard. We have to get yard.
Come on,
Alright, I'm
boys.
going yard.
Still one nest.
Focus, boys.
Ads is still there, dude. He's got the railgun.
Might need help. They might push me at yard.
Top middle. Top middle one-shot. Dip. On van and dip. Two in
Top
dip.
side for me. He got me
Two
top
in
side.
dip.
There's a 3v4 right now.
Alright, yeah, stay alive, Dino.
Two in dip.
You're gonna get
On the
pushed
truck,
top
on the
side,
truck,
probably.
bold.
Two on truck.
Nice, guys.
Is he going in
Top
hotel?
middle. Top middle, man. Top middle.
Going hotel.
Maybe top middle.
I need
Why
help.
are we in bottom middle, man?
Shots on contact. I got a double.
Okay, here, weak.
Bottom mid, wake.
Triple.
Nice, boy.
Nice.
Good job.
You're gonna yard. Cap nest,
Yeah,
cap nest. Guys, watch soda.
Yes.
Basement.
West
Prius.
ramp. Dude, he's shooting me.
Three on Prius.
Not the other guy's one shot.
Just get nest.
Stay in.
Stay alive, guys. You have to delay your death.
Top mid.
Soda weak.
Two soda.
Cafe ramp.
Holds one shot here, guys.
He's dead. Another one.
They're two down.
Top middle somewhere. He's gone snipe now.
There's one
Nest.
in-
There's
one
two
in
in nest.
hotel.
Two in nest.
Two in
No
nest.
shot.
Two in
One shot.
nest.
Bold was one shot.
I didn't get.
Guys, just do the basics. Get yard.
Over
guys.
shields up at 47.
Go for it.
Well, let's just get yard and then we'll get overshield.
Sky yard.
Oh, no, camo. Sorry, camo.
I'll
One
spawn.
on soda, guys. He might stop you. with
Camo
yard.
47.
Top mid rail, one shot, bold. I got bold.
Ladies and gentlemen, wow, that was, look, intensity out of Prime, but they are really getting their pants pulled down and getting a thorough spanking right now, Hoggy. 91-12. They've now just regained control, but I think they've just let this map pretty much slip.
Yeah, well, right as we went to that listening, we actually saw Zed with the camera, great stick by Slays, I think it was Slays, or Junior, sorry. Great stick by Junior, but as soon as we went to that listening, we saw Zed with the camera, and he was in a prime position to be behind the enemy team. You could hear that Prime was saying that we can use this, we can, you know, he can be sneaky and stay alive, and as they can pincer them, but they weren't able to do it, and during the listening, you didn't really hear much communication along the lines of, good job by Bald, he's using this camera beautifully. This is almost the end here, though, for Prime. They're getting 2 points every 3 seconds, as they do have the triple cap. There's 1 point left. This should be game for it.
Wow. What? Sorry, we came straight out of that, Hoggy, and Bald, he was just showing off. He was showing off. It was ridiculous. Cute little jump up there into nest. He had the camo, and he got one. That was honestly one of the best 5 shots we've seen on stream. Like, he was ducking and weaving. It was a reversal. They had the shots on him first, and he still came out on top. The kid's on fire. His seat is smoking. We'll have that fire extinguisher ready because that is awesome stuff. I mean, I'm just impressed. There's not too much to say about it, and that was a really one-sided affair. Exile5, they lost their first match on Plaza, but they dominated in their second. Like, that was impressive.
What I wasn't able to point out before that game started
Tell me,
is
Hoggy.
Exile5 told me that was their best game type.
So okay.
Yeah,
So
Plaza
the TS
Slayer
is
their worst. Plaza Strongholds
Is
they
their
reckon was their
best.
best.
That's interesting.
That is
That's
interesting because it's very
Because
similar in a way.
Similar, unlike Rig. Like Rig is you got opposite setups, right? But
Yes.
on Plaza, you'd have the same, would you not?
Very close to, yes.
What do you think's the difference? What you've just given me a very interesting fact right there.
Yeah.
And of course, it's shown right here. It is really shown. 120-1. That's
Yep.
very one-sided affair indeed. What's the difference though? I mean, obviously the game is completely different. I understand that. But when it comes to setup and everything else, why are they so dominant in a Strongholds but not a Slayer?
It's funny you say that because in previous titles, right, most maps stuck with the same power weapons or power-ups on the map. When you're playing Strongholds, you've got camo railgun. When you're playing on Plaza, you got sniper and overshield, right?
Yes.
So sniper could be the factor. You know what I mean? When they're playing on a map like that, if they get trapped, they're not as good at getting out because there's someone sniping them.
That's
for
a good
example.
point because Junior went ridiculous.
Yes, he did.
17-8 in
He
that
did,
previous
and
series.
it kind of proves that point on the
previous
Slayer. But I think that might be the difference. The difference would be the weapons on the map because you play it in a similar way or a similar fashion. Maybe just the fact that you want to go different places slightly for Strongholds because Strongholds are it's important to worry about the objective rather than the Slayer.
It is
worrying about the
interesting to
kills.
note that though, because you've got like some really good snipers on Exile5. Like Colt stands out straight away. So I mean, I understand what you're saying. That potentially the reason it probably is. It still interests me that it's such a turnaround. What also interests me is that out of the 2 strongholds that we have, we've got Exile5 really just bringing out the whip.
Yeah.
100 to 30 the first one, 100 to 21 in the second.
Yeah.
Like an overall score there on our 2 strongholds of 200 to 51.
Yeah.
That's a pretty ridiculous scoreline if you look at those statistics.
That's really, really, really solid. And both the maps have sort of defined way to play sort of thing. But in the first map, you saw that they were holding Nest and BR base. Second one, they ended up getting the triple cap, I think twice, maybe 3 times. And Prime were just stuck on a 2 cap or 1 cap most of the game. So Exile5 just executing better. And you could hear in the communication from Prime in the listen-in that they weren't really saying, oh, I'm with you, or, you know, I'm with you, stay alive, things like that. They weren't really communicating to each other about where each other were and what they should be doing. They were sort of just calling out. And I don't know if that has something to do with them being down 2-0 already, or 2-1, sorry. But that's not a good sign for them going into Team Slayer Regret, which I actually think is one of their worst game types.
Really? See,
I think that's what they mentioned.
I'm actually, it's funny you mention that, because we did hear the listen in, and it wasn't what I expected, Hoggy.
Yeah.
Like, you're playing for a ticket to the Halo World Championship Finals. You know, like, I expected intensity, even from someone like Zed, who's just he's chilled, he's kicking back.
Yeah.
I expected some kind of fire in his belly in this event, and I just didn't see it then. So into this one, we'll be sure to go for a listen into Exile5 just to play the comparison card and see how their communication compares. Because I know these guys. I mean, I cast a LAN just last weekend with a few, a different Exile5 lineup, but including a few of these players. And I know that they're very vocal and very passionate about their games. So we'll be sure to go into them. But of course, going through the map, fly through a very good-looking map here. 343 do a great job on this game. Halo 5 Guardians. It's going to be Regret. We're playing Team Slayer, the only game type that Prime have been able to win so far. Prime are down 3-1 in this best-of-7 series. Exile5, if they can clutch the win here on this Slayer, they will eliminate Prime and earn their spot over to the Halo World Champs. And I tell you what, Hoggy, Bald has got a great start with control of this overshield.
Yep, really good start for Exile5. They get the overshield. They're also going to get the fuel rod. Oh, he misses that jump. That's unfortunate. But they need to make sure they get top control and arch control. They just basically want to hold the middle of the map here. So you want to hold top mid, sort of, get them spawning in red, get them spawning in blue, and trap them out.
Even though they had OS and fuel rod control, they are currently down by 2 kills in the very early days of this match. 5-4 now your score. Bald's going to be coming off the spawn, and we'll see how he makes a move. You can see there he was going to be spawning over on that carbine side of blue base. Moving up to top mid, you've got Ads right in front. Fuel rod cannon is going to be in the hands of Zirkle, who picks up a kill on Dino. Bald spots the player going down just below him, so he goes down to challenge as our scores are tied up. 6-6, make that 7-6 as Bald does pick up the kill, cleaning up Junior and sending him packing. Now jumping over to Colt, also from Exile5. Colt has had some amazing games throughout both Green Play and this series so far. Like, he's been really shining. His sniper gameplay is amazing. He's the one who set up the relay cap over on that previous CTF on Troop. Like, it's amazing gameplay by him and the rest of Exile5 so far.
Yep, Exile5 doing a really good job. They've held top middle control. They spawned them at red base, killed 3 of them there, or 4 of them there, spawned them at blue base, and then did the exact same thing. So they're in a really good position, although 2 down for Exile5 right now, so they momentarily lose control of top mid. Prime should be able to get control there, and a overshield, sorry, and fuel rod are spawning any second now.
Still going to be on with Colt. He went 23 for 9 in that CTF. And of course, he and the rest of his squad won that stronghold. We just saw 121. And now you've got Prime here. They're trying to answer back after these couple of kills. You do see that overshield is up, and it is going to be in control of Prime. You're going to have Slays with that, and he's going to be trying to hunt down who he can. Ads is in front of him, but you can see there a bit of a bait as that player just around the corner is going to get shots on. No tags with that nade, so he knows they're going to be running off. But Hoggy, my focus is on Exile5. we need to watch these guys and how they respond to this overshield play, because Slays is really, look, he's in control of top mid, and he hasn't been able to connect or even pick up a kill so far with this overshield. So Slays now has no longer has overshield. Exile5 are in front by 16-14, so we'll check out the Exile5 squad as they've just lost a couple of kills. And I would definitely like to go in with a listen-in for this squad, because Prime, they were not really energetic in that previous one. We know they lost that one in a quite dominant fashion. Now Exile5, as it's neck and neck, we'll check out how the communication goes down.
Watch out, bottom mid, top pink, one shot.
One needles, absolute.
Nice.
I need help.
I'm pushing your bridge, hit him.
He's on me, dude.
Tell me one shot.
It's lazy.
Absolute, top mid.
Nice, we're this morning.
Blue arch, Hayden.
Blue,
Blue arch,
two of
Hayden.
Another one going there, another one going there.
They're in blue window.
Collapse them, collapse them blue, collapse them
Blue team out, one shot, I got him.
Nice.
Nice.
Red bridge, going top mid.
Needles, one shot.
Top mid, weak, one shot.
Okay.
Push them. Nice.
Red arch.
Nice, another one, red needles.
Red needles.
Yeah, hold on.
Red needles.
Oh, there's stone rifle, one shot.
I'm looking down.
Oh, and AJ.
There's two. Another one.
Blue arch.
Hayden, look, blue arch.
Blue needles, one shot, bottom mid, one shot, nice. Blue arch.
Another one over there. Pushing up to you, Hayden.
I'm trying to stay alive. I'm here.
I need it, Hayden. Come back.
I got fuel, guys, what time's Ovi?
What's that on my X? Good nades, one shot.
One shot there. Coming in, Jake. Coming in.
Good nade, you got it. Nice nades.
Another on the bridge. I got one. Oh, Os, guys. Os. 45.
Os,
45.
I killed one.
Hayden.
Os.
That was 43, you picked it up at 45.
Here, just kill him.
One shot.
Another there. Come on, guys. Kill them.
Nice.
Go.
I got it.
I'm pushing.
Really?
I'm pushing out.
Red.
Red needles, one shot, I got him.
Nice.
I'm looking nice.
The red,
Stand up, stuff.
Pushing directly in the
Exile5 have just hit 30 kills after some amazing communication we just heard. The intensity was there. That's what I expected when you're in the semi-finals. You're playing for $15,000 in prize money and your flights over to participate in the Halo World Championships. These guys are really playing the way I expected, Hoggy, and as you can see, they're ahead here in this Slayer against Prime, 31-23. It was brilliant.
Yep, they've just been holding top mid control, and in that time of the listen, it's 3 dead right now for Prime. So, you know, Exile5 have got control again. Junior's going to be the last one alive, but in that time of the listen in, they managed to go from leading by 1 kill, or even down by 1 kill, to be winning by 10 at this point. They've only grabbed a couple extra kills since we've come back and listened in. Looks like Holtek's going to grab this fuel rod, but they got the overshield and the fuel rod that just came up before.
What was the key turnaround during that time?
They just had more control. They had the top mid control.
It
They got the
probably just
overshield
the
towards the
high
end.
control, right? Just
The high
across
control,
the entire
correct.
map.
Yeah.
Halo 101, get control of the high places in the map and you will get kills. Exile5 showing that brilliantly here. And they're maintaining this 10-point lead. As I say that, there is going to be a great push from Prime, but it may be too little too late. Only 13 kills away from victory is going to be X5, but Prime here, led by Zed with this kill rod cannon. I mean, he's going to pick up another kill right there on Circle, makes it a double on Colt. I mean, and that was so close to the turnaround. A brilliant nade. Unfortunately, Zed not coming out alive from that one. So look, Prime have made a 10-kill deficit into a 5-kill, and the overshield's going to be coming into play in the next 10 to 20 seconds. If they can get control of the overshield, maybe they can turn this one around, Hogs.
Yep, this overshield is crucial. It's in about, I think, 5 seconds from now. So
Exile5 need to stop this.
yep, Zed just needs to stay alive and try to get it if he can. He's on it. He's trying to
risked
get
it.
it right at the time. He couldn't get it, though, because Exile5 did have the timer, so he wouldn't have known 100%. Exile5 do burn it, I think. Looks like they did burn it. It looks like it was burnt. So it was burnt at least, so that's good for Exile5 as they are up by 8 kills. So even though Prime has made the comeback, Exile5 is still well in the lead.
They are indeed, and they just keep leading. Bald now taking on Junior. That was a beautiful double kill. Bald, he's on fire. This kid is unreal. 5 kills away from victory. Now 3. There's kills back to back. Zerk picks up 1. Colt's got another on Slays. Now finding Zed. Oh, Zed comes back on that with the hot 5 on ads. But it's 47-39. 5 minutes left. The timer, who cares about that? Because it's going to be wrapped up. I feel it in my bones. Exile5. They want to go to this grand final up against either Immunity or Authority. It's going to be a great match, just like this one, I'm sure. Now, things have slowed down on the scoreboard, still at 47-39. Hoggy, we always see this towards the end of a Slayer. It really is Prime who wants to stop the onslaught here of Exile5. And you can see there, they're going to pick up a little kill back and forth, but Colt answers back. There goes Slays, Junior picks up ads, but again, it looks like the momentum is still for Exile5. They've got one. Now they only need one more to wrap things up and cement their place in the grand final. We're here with Bald. It's going to be wrapped up right there. Exile5 get the victory. The overall series score 4-1 over Prime, and what a way to wrap things up. They had complete control throughout that entire map, and you can see there the celebrations have begun for them. They've just earned their ticket to the Halo World Championship Finals.
Yeah, they're extremely happy. I spoke to Ads earlier, and I know that he really wanted this, so they've been able to do it, and they've been able to get it against a really strong Prime team as well.
Well, you can just imagine, all of the squad must feel amazing right now, but Ads, he hasn't participated, I think, at an international event since, what, WCG 2008?
Yeah.
I think it was like that with his BBR lineup. So here he is again, 8 years later, now participating once again at the top of Halo Esports. I mean, what a competitive career right there. That's impressive, just like the statistics we see right here. Zirkle, 14-10, 13-12 there for Bald. Colt, 12-8. I would love to somehow, we need to get the stats for Colt because 12 for 8, he's been just leading the charge. Such slaying prowess from him. And then Ads also wrapping things up there, 11-12. And again, assists across the board. Over on the opposing side for Prime, their assists were there this time, Hoggy. They had the teamwork. They were close on the scoreboard, but unfortunately just losing out. Zed with that neg for us. We know positive for Junior, but Slays and Dino couldn't keep it up either. Unfortunately, it was just a little, look, it was just too little too late. They had a bit of signs of life. Those deficits went from 10 to 5 to 3, went neck and neck.
Yep.
But then, of course, Exile5, superior map control. And again, from that listening, they had the passion. They had the fire. They wanted it. And they just took it. They snatched that victory.
They had a lot more energy than Prime did when we listened into Prime. Prime were very down on themselves at that point. Obviously, they're down 3-1 in the series, so it was a struggle for Prime. But Exile5, they played that map really well. They held top control for most of the game. And when Prime tried to get it back, they didn't really hold it for very long. And I'm pretty sure Exile5 got every overshield. And if they didn't get every overshield, they killed the person that had the overshield pretty quickly.
Yeah, they forced them to burn it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great control by Exile5. And I think that's really the story of this series, the control over the map. Sure, they let go the Team Slayer on Plaza, but they said themselves that's their worst map. And it showed. And Prime, they are a force to be reckoned with. But on everything else, the 100 to 30 strongholds, the 100 to 21 strongholds, that was just dominance. And then, of course, the two Team Slayers, they were close, but it was 50-43, and I think even that final score was
50-42.
42.
Yeah.
So close. And I mean, it had a lot to do with, like, I've pointed out Colt, but also Zirkle. You know, he's been an absolute standout player. And we've got a highlight here of him. We'll check that one out right here. It's going to be his triple kill back here on this Strongholds match. He had the railgun. He's going to be helping to get one there with that smackdown. This is where he gets the one flying through the air, picks that one up. Not done yet, though. He's going to pick up the third over on BR base. That was a beautiful triple kill. I was feeling the overkill coming, but unfortunately not. But still, that was just part of, I think, the long highlight reel. Well, look, even if it's not, you can make a montage out of that one series for Exile5.
Yeah, Zirkle, really good player in the first game. And overall, the whole team did really good. And then Junior in the second game from Prime, really good with the sniper, but you know he couldn't keep it up in the other game types, and you know they couldn't pull it out.
You pointed out Junior with the snipe. I mean, he did go off, but I mean, so did Bald for our winning team, Exile5. We'll have to check out. He connected so many no scopes. You know, this was that ridiculous play. Like, oh my god, Dino's feeling that one right now.
He knows how to no-scope.
Yeah, he does. We've seen online, Lanny does it all.
Yeah.
Bald, the Kiwi hope. He's bringing it for those Kiwis. And, you know, he's been showing off making his own highlight reel. Like, I'm not done with him yet. Can we please, let's get this double kill up that we saw. I think this was going to be in that last game. He gets Zed right here. And this was this ridiculous 5-shot. Look at that. Look at that. Like, right as he was going out of shot there, he picked up that hot 5. That was ridiculous. And throughout the entire series, he's been standing out. You know what I've noticed, though, Hoggy?
Yep.
We always say for Exile5, it's a recurring theme. This player's standing out. This player's standing out, which tells me the entire squad are really pulling their weight, and it shows there when we go over those statistics.
Yep, when you look at a kill like that, the second kill that he got in that double kill, that is the sort of kills that, you know, an American team would get. And now that they have qualified, that's the sort of shots that they need to bring every single game over there if they want to get themselves into the top 8. At the moment, I would say probably, you know, America, the top 8 teams. Yeah. You don't know for sure until it's played, but let's just go off past and previous. Yeah. So those are the sort of shots that he needs to bring when he gets to the World Championship.
Well, it's funny you say that because, Hoggy, I'm known for calling a spade, and I'll always do that.
Yep.
And I said coming into this event that I've never seen such a large skill gap between the international teams. NA are looking so ridiculously strong. I just thought no one can even hold a candle to them. But seeing today's matches has really opened my eyes and showed me how much these guys have been grinding it out and how they can bring it to world-class kind of performance.
Yeah.
And I really can't wait how these guys will participate on the world stage.
Yeah, and we'll be able to see Immunity up next. And if Immunity do beat out Authority, which is looking likely, you know, they're really confident. Most people will say that they're the best team in the region. And if Exile5 are looking that good, we'll have to see how good Immunity's looking.
While we find out what's coming up next, Hoggy, tell me just what were your overall thoughts from that series? I mean, like, how are you feeling after seeing that one?
Exile5 just playing most of the maps really, really well, except for that Slayer Plaza, which they said was one of their worst game modes. And they can't really be sad that they lost that, you know, right? That's something they just need to work on. All the other game types, they looked pretty solid in. Slayers, the last Slayer was still pretty close as well, considering that that was Prime's worst game mode. They did a really good job to at least take that one out and get themselves through to the World Championship.
Indeed, they have. It's going to be great, but there is still a grand final they're in. They're going to be going up against either Team Immunity or Authority, which will be the series we see up next. For now, though, for an announcement regarding some pretty awesome prizes our viewers can win, I'm going to throw it to Sandman at the main stage.
Thank you very much, Josh. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, just a very quick reminder about our Xbox Australia competition for the Spartan Spoils Pack. It's a limited collector's edition of Halo 5, an Xbox One Elite controller, and a 343 Industries messenger bag. Now, to get involved in this competition, all you have to do is head on over to the Xbox Australia Facebook page. That's facebook.com/XboxAU. Find the photo of the Spartan Spoils competition at the top of the page and answer the very simple question underneath that photo. All you need to do in 25 words or less, tell us what you'd name your Halo World Championship team and why. The top 10 most creative entries will be winners in this competition. Additionally, we have an awesome prize coming up from our friends at Astro. It's an Astro A40 pack with Mixamp. Now, all you have to do to enter that one is head on over to esl.gg/Halo Sydney. Get involved with that one. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back very, very shortly with our second semi-final. It will be Team Immunity up against Authority.